Hello everyone, and welcome back to Age Nagash, which is a channel dedicated to Age of Sigmar. And I'm very happy to present our second battle report, and on this battle report we've got an army that's been requested for quite a while now, and these are the Nighthaunts, and these are being played by Wayne. So what we got here, Wayne, in your army?
We've got the General, who is Reikenor the Grim Hailer.
Yep.
We've got 10 Grimghast Reapers.
Yep.
We've got 10 Bladeghast Revenants.
Mm-hmm.
We've got 10 Dreadscythe Harridans, and we've got the Execution Horde, which is 3 units of 3 Spirits Hosts and Lord Executioner.
That's great. And who's your general?
Reikenor the Grim Hailer is my general.
And has he got a spell, has he?
He has got the...
There's so many new spells, isn't there?
There's so many new spells. He has got the Reaping Scythe as his spell, and for my command, my artifact power, which I'm giving to the Lord Executioner, is the Headsman's Judgment.
Cool, that's great. And what do they do? What does the Headsman's Judgment do?
Headsman's Judgment, pick one of the bearer's melee weapons, add 1 to hit and wound rolls for attacks made with that weapon. He only has the 1 weapon.
Cool, and what does the spell for your general do?
The Reaping Scythe has a casting value of 4. If successfully cast, pick one of the caster's weapons. Until the start of your next hero phase, you can re-roll failed hit and wound rolls for attacks made with that weapon.
Cool, that's great. And then we just talked about him just because I still count it as quite a fairly new army, the Nighthaunt. Not everyone knows exactly what all the artifacts and stuff are.
Not yet, no.
Cool, and then facing the Nighthaunt is a slightly smaller army, and these are my Flesh Eater Quarters. So we've got only 12 models in this army. What we have got is 6 Cryptors here. We've got a unit of 3 Cryptors. We've got a Crypt Haunter Courtier there. We've got an Abhorrent Ghoul King here. And we've got a Abhorrent Ghoul King on a Zombie Dragon. So the points for this game is 1,220 points. That's basically how much Nighthaunt Wayne has got painted up. So I've tried to match it. I've got 1,200 points here. So obviously to go for the army a little bit more. The Crypt Haunter Courtier here is the general to make this guy's battle line. His command trait is going to be Dark Wizardry, so that turns him into a wizard and gives him the Abhorrent Ghoul King on foot spell, which is Dark Hunger. We'll get to that later. And the artifacts I've got is going to be on the Abhorrent Ghoul King on Zombie Dragon, and that's going to be the Blood River Chalice, which allows him to heal D6 wounds in one of my hero phases. So that's my army, and for my Disillusion I have got a Crusading army, so that allows me to re-roll failed run rolls and charge rolls. Okay, so this is our armies we've got. This is also the second game Wayne has played with his Nighthaunts, so if we make any mistakes, please let us know down below, so we'll make sure we don't make them again. And I think me and Wayne can agree that we have both just worked quite long shifts, so hopefully we won't make many mistakes at all. And yeah, hopefully it'll be a great game. We try to do our best with lighting as we are playing this in conservatory. It does get a little bit dark, but hopefully it won't be too much of a problem. Right, okay, so that's the armies, and then we're going to go into the battle plan. Right, so that is deployment done. Now going in to see what battle plan we're doing. And it's quite a flavoursome battle plan, so we're actually doing one from the Nighthuant Battle Tome, as it is a bit of a Nighthuant week this week. And the battle plan is called Death from Within, which is quite fitting as it is 2 death armies against each other. And in this battle plan, what it is we've got the defenders, who are going to be the Flesh Eater Courts. And as you can see, we've got some right over there on that side of the board, and then we've got some down here on this side of the board. And what the Nighthaunt, their objective is to do is to capture 2 objectives, and that is going to be this building right here, as it is a building basically in the story they're trying to capture and destroy, and then this sort of shrine looking building we've got here. Now, how you control these objectives is to have any models within 1 inch of your objective, and you control it. So 1 inch of the building, you control it. Now, if we both have units or models within 1 inch of the objective, I will get priority over that objective because I am the defender against the Nighthaunt. So I'm quite an elite army, but I have got that on my side against the Nighthaunt here. Now how the Nighthaunt are going to win is if they can have both objectives by the 5th battle round, so when the game ends, so they control both objectives, they win that way. So they don't need to worry about killing my whole army, they just need to take both those objectives. Okay, so I think that's everything with the battle plan.
I think that's everything. One thing to note is that the targets are controlled by whoever had the last model within 1 inch of them. So if you leave,
so you can move on.
You can move on if there's no one else in the area. Yes, and I think that's.
And the Nighthaunt player gets to go first, so Wayne will be going first. So there's no roll off or anything for that. And also, me being the defender, as I've been caught off guard essentially, I cannot use a command point in my first turn. So I still get a command point, but I cannot use it until my 2nd battle round. Okay, so that is the battle plan. I'm just going to put the camera over it now, just in case you guys want to pause and you can see the deployment. I won't go through the measurements because that I'm not too sure if you guys are interested in that. If you are, let me know in the comments. I'll just do that, and then I'll go like that as well, just so you can pause the screen if you really want to and see what the objective and story is. Okay, now going on to deployment. Like I said, Wayne will get to go first with his Nighthuant. I've got 6 Cryptoids down this side with a Crypt Haunter Courtier and my Abhorrent Ghoul King on foot. And we have got a Abhorrent Ghoul King on a Zombie Dragon here and 3 Crypt Horrors. And something important to note is this battle plan is actually for a 6x4 foot board. We're just playing on a 4 foot by 4 foot as the armies are quite small. We just thought it would be more fitting, or there'd be a lot of empty space. And yeah, so like I said, that's my army deployed there. We've got Wayne's army deployed here. The only thing we are missing is his battalion, which is his 3 units of 3 Spirit Hosts.
That's correct. And Lord Executioner.
And his Lord Executioner that are in the Underworlds, aren't they?
That's correct.
So how does the Underworld work exactly, just in case there's people who are unfamiliar?
They come on at the end of the movement phase 9 inches or more away from any enemy units. If they're not set up on the battlefield by the end of turn 4, then they're counted as slain.
Cool, so a little bit similar to the Stormcast one with a bit of a twist in it as well.
Yes.
That's cool, so that's this battalion right here.
That's correct.
And as Wayne has got 8 units in his army, and there's 4 units in this battalion.
That's correct.
That's one of the other requirements, it can only be half the unit you have in your army, so that's all good and cleared there. Right, okay, so we are going to go into the hero phase of Wayne's turn on battle round 1. Right, so just before Wayne's going to get started with magic and stuff, as I mentioned earlier, I'm 20 points down, so I'm going to roll to see what my triumph is. So just going to roll on this. I am trying to get a new dice tray so it doesn't make so much of a noise, but hopefully the kitchen I put in it will stop it a little bit. So my triumph is a 1, and that lets me re-roll failed hit rolls for a unit for 1 phase, which I did a shooting phase, the combat phase. So I'll try and remember that. Right, so now that's out of the way, it is Wayne's first turn. So Wayne, what are you going to do first?
First of all, I'm going to have Reichenald the Grimhaler use his Reaping Side spell, which is a casting value of 4, and if it's successfully cast, I pick one of his weapons, and until my next hero phase, I can re-roll failed hits and wound rolls for that weapon. And I will be putting it on his scythe.
That's great. So what does that cast on?
That casts on 4.
Cast on 4.
5.
So you get that with your Nighthaunt dice. That's
Yes.
fine. I am going to try and unbind it, because I've got my Abhorrent Ghoul King within range, who's just there. That's within 30 inches. And I get a 5, so I don't get any plus to the cast. So Wayne gets that spell off.
Excellent.
You got anything else to do in your hero
In
phase?
hero phase, I believe not.
That's it. So you're going to save your command point
Yes, I am.
for later. That's fine. And right, okay, so we'll go back in on the end of the movement phase. Right, okay, so that is the end of Wayne's movement phase. So as you can see, everything has basically just came over here to hit me where my deployment, I think I deployed quite poor, if I'm honest. So what we've got is his Hardrins, are they?
Dreadscythe Harridans.
Harridans even. We've got them. We've got the Blade
Geist
Geist
Revenants.
Revenants, and we've got the
Reichenald the Grimhaler.
Fantastic, you remember the names.
Yes.
So what we've got is they're all within 3 inches of their potential target. So these go into them, these go into the Cryptids as well, and him into the opponent gawking. These guys ran just to get a bit round here and just a bit...
they ran an extra 3 inches.
They ran an extra 3 inches, just making the move 11 in total, so it's not too bad. So what we're going to do is roll to see if these guys can charge in. So if you want to start for these guys, Wayne?
Okay, for the Dread Scythe Harridans. 4.
Yeah. So they're in. So what we're going to do is we're going to move them after we've rolled for the rest of the charges to make things a bit more easier with the recording. So the Blade Geist.
Blade Geists. 4.
That's a 6.
That's a 6, isn't it? That's
So
10. That's a 10.
That's a 9, isn't it?
That's a 9.
That's a 9.
That's a 9. I can't do maths.
That's okay, no worries. I can't really at my stage either. Right, okay, so, and then your general?
My general. These 2 dice I'll play. 2.
Any pluses to charge?
No.
No, so he will not be attacking, and the Nighthaunt ability, if you charge on a 10 or more, you get to attack straight away, will not be coming into effect either. Okay, so we're going to move all the models into place, and then we'll get on to the combat. Right, so actually going back to the charge phase, Wayne decided he's going to use his command point to re-roll the charge dice for Reichner the Grim Hater, just because, as we're both quite new to the new command abilities we've got about it, so that's absolutely fine. Go back to that, see if you can get anything better than double 1.
10 or more.
Yep, we'll take that.
6. Yeah.
Okay, so now that the charges are done now, we're now going to go into the combat, so we're just going to move all the models first. Okay, so now everything has made its charge move. Wayne is also going to attack with the Blade Geist Revenants first, so he's piled them in already, and then we're going to go on to the attack. So how does it work, Wayne? They've charged, haven't they? So
they've charged, 9 of them have got in, this one here hasn't quite got
Just
in,
one
he's a little bit
hasn't made
too far away. So they are doing 2 attacks, 3s and 3s, rend -1 and damage 1, and because they've charged, I can add 1 to the number of attacks, so they are doing 3 attacks each, so
3 attacks each.
27 attacks in total.
And is there a champion in the unit or anything that gets a bonus?
No,
Okay.
they're all the same.
That's right, nice and easy to remember.
Cool.
So we'll roll the dice in batches, just because there'll be quite a lot of dice to roll, especially these Nighthaunt dice all one go.
Okay.
So this is the first batch of dice.
This is the first 10,
First 10.
and we're hitting on 3s.
It's on freeze, that's pretty good. You've got 1 fail.
So
And then wounding on...
wounding on 3s.
That's not too bad, 3 fails there. So you've got 6 so far.
6 so far.
I'll count that, 6 saves for me to make.
Okay. They're all going to be attacking.
Yep, they're all attacking the Cryptoid unit, aren't they?
They are. So
the next 10.
next 10.
Hitting on freeze, isn't it? Yeah, so
3,
that's not
so-
too bad either. So that's 9 wound rolls to me. Right, yeah. So then a couple fails there. So that is
Another 7, so we're up to 13.
Up to 13.
And then I've got another 7 to make.
Cool, that's
So
fine.
that's 7 there, so 3s and 3s. All of them.
All of them. That's not bad at all. A little bit more lucky. I think that's the averages coming in, wasn't it?
I think that might be. So that's.
I think you're getting too lucky there.
That's another 2 there. So
That's another
Yeah.
2.
I'm happy with that. So that's 15 saves with a rend of -1.
Cool. I'll just get my dice out because that's quite a lot of saves to make this early on in the game in turn 1. So 15 saves. Just getting the dice. And you say it was -1. Then.
-1 rend.
So saving on 6s. I'll take that. I think that's the best normal save I've ever made. I'll take that. Definitely. So I only fail. What was that? So I failed 3, 5, 6. Sorry, that's 7. 9 saves. Look at that. 6 6s and 15 dice. That's probably all my 6s gone now.
I think that's all of them.
Yeah, I think I'll count my blessings now. And then on to death saves, where I'll be wanting to get sixes again. So come on, sixes. No, okay, that's fair enough. I'll take that. Okay, so that means I've taken 4, 8, 9. So that's going to be 2 Cryptoris dead and 1 taking 1 wound. So I'll take them away and then we'll get around to my attacks. Okay, so I've taken quite a lot of damage to start with, but I'm going to attack back with the Cryptoris. We're going to have the leader and the normal one. They're going to go into the Blade Guys, and that's going to be 7 attacks in total. They're going to be hitting on 4s, and luckily they're going to be re-rolling that because of the opponent Ghoul King being within 15 inches. So not too bad. I get 4 there, and then trying to wounding on 3s. So that's pretty good, I'm good, and that means I'm getting 2 normal ones and then 2 special ones because I've got 6s. The special ones will do 3 damage, the normal ones will do 2 damage, and there is no rend.
Okay, the rend doesn't matter.
Rend doesn't matter, of course, it's a Nighthaunt army and it's not easy to find.
Cool, so I'll do the 2 normal ones first, so 4 ups.
Cool, so 1 fails,
One
that's
fails.
2 damage so far.
Okay, and I'll do
all the 6s.
2 4 ups.
Ooh, that's not bad. That's 8 damage in total then that Hino's taken.
Yes. Ooh, I need to.
Right, but you get your
I get
death
my
save.
death save.
Yeah, of course it's a death army.
I get the death save, so that's on a
that
6
saved
up.
my, yep, that saved my life more than enough times I can't remember.
So that's
8 dice.
8 dice.
I'll take these ones out.
Take those ones out, so it's 8 sixes. No. Oh, 1.
You got 1.
I got 1, so that's 7.
7 dead. Right, okay, so the Blade Guys have taken quite a big of a hit from the Cryptoris there. Now the Cryptoris are going to attack the Dread Size, so I'm making 6 attacks against the Dread Size. Again, hitting on 4s, re-rolling. Only 1 to re-roll there. That's fine, I'll take that. And then we've got our wounding on a 3. I get 3 through. I got 1 that will do 3 damage again, and then 2 that will do 2 damage each. So what one do you want to roll for first?
I will roll the 3 damage one first.
The 3
and
damage
that's a
one
4 up
first.
save.
No, so 3 damage there.
Okay, and rolling the 2 others at 4 up.
No, so that's going to be not the best amount of luck. That's going to be
That's
7 damage there. What's the range of your death save?
Death save.
Is it 6 inches?
I believe it's 12 inches. Wholly within 12 inches of the general.
Is that units that are holding in?
Units that are wholly within.
Just double checking the rule here.
Wound or mortal wound to a friendly Nighthaunt model from a unit wholly within 12 inches of the general.
So they're not going
We're not quite, no.
So they're not going to get the death save, so that's going to be 7 Dread Size dead straight away.
Make sure I don't take away the leader.
Yeah, that would be good.
We don't want to do that.
No, we don't. It's an easy mistake to make, but we'll make sure we won't do it. Cool, so that's the attacks for the Cryptoris, and then we're going to move on to what Wayne is going to attack with. So Wayne is going to attack with a Grim Hailer, attacking the opponent Ghoul King. So I think you've got a good chance of killing him this one, Wayne.
I think I might do.
What are your attacks?
So we're doing 4 attacks with the Fell Reaper, 4s and 3s, rend -1 and 2 damage. Bear in mind that's the one that we got the spell on to re-roll failed wound hits and wound rolls. And then the Ghostly Hooves and Teeth. We're doing 3 attacks, 4s and 4s, no rend and 1 damage.
Cool.
So I'll start by rolling for the Fell Reaper.
Yep.
And I get to re-roll the failed ones.
Yep.
So that's
Not too bad.
not too bad. And then 3s. And I don't have anything to re-roll there, so that's 3 saves with a rend of -1.
Rend of -1, that's going to make the opponent Ghoul King save on a 5. So he gets 2 of them, he fails 1, damage 2.
Damage 2.
So 6s to try and ignore it. Nope, so he takes 2 damage.
And then
Is he alright?
he's alright.
That's fine, that's good.
He's already been pinned once. I lost a dice. 4s and 4s. Yep.
That's
So
fine.
that's 2 saves with no rend.
No rend, saving on a 4. Fail both of those, going to try and get my Deathless. And I failed that as well, so he's actually taken 4 damage. And traditional in Warhammer, the mount has done the same amount of damage at least than the rider. Okay, so that's all his attacks, isn't it?
That's all his attacks.
Cool, and then I'm going to apply an attack with my next thing. Right, okay, so I'm going to attack back with the Upright Ghoul King. It's the only thing that's got left in combat. So he's making 6 attacks against the Grim Hailer, hitting on 3s. And then he is going to wound on 3s. So that is 3 saves at -1 rend from the Grim Hailer.
So we're ignoring the rend.
Yep,
So
of course. So
we're
we're
doing
doing that.
3 4-up saves. And he fails them all.
He fails them all. That's fine.
Yeah.
I'll take that. I'm happy with that. That's successful.
Yeah.
Cool. Alright, so he's taking 3 damage. That's fine. We're just going to put the damage on him, and then Wayne will attack back with the Dread Scythes. Right, okay, Wayne is going to attack with his Dread Scythes. Before we do that, just want to quickly explain something. With my wounds, I count up, just in case you guys want to know, and Wayne is counting down, just in case you wonder why he's got a 4 and I've got a 4 there. Right, okay, now we've got that out of the way. Let's do the Dread Scythe attacks against the Cryptosaurus. So what we've got, Wayne?
We've got 3 of them, including one of them which is the unit leader. So they're doing 3 attacks each, +1 for the leader, so that's making 10 attacks. They're doing 4s to hit, 3s to wound, rend -1, damage 1, and if an unmodified wound roll is made for the scythed limbs as a 6, that attack has a damage characteristic of 2 instead of 1.
2 instead of 1. That's pretty damn. Okay, let's see what you can get.
So, rolling.
Quite a few 6s there.
That's to hit though, so...
Yeah, you want the 6s to wound, don't
You
you?
do, so anything less than a 4 is gone, so that's...
This one's still pretty good.
I'm hoping I've not used all my 6s.
Hopefully not. We'll have to see though.
You will. So 3 up.
You've used all your 6s.
I've used all my 6s, so
But you got quite a few wounds through, haven't you?
4.
4 rends.
4 rend -1.
So I am saving on 6s. I make no saves. And then wanting my death saves. I make 1, so I take 3 damage, which is actually going to be enough to kill this one here who has taken 1 wound. And with that, that is going to be the end of the combat phase. So let's go on to Battle Shock. Okay, so now we're on to the Battle Shock phase, and the Nighthaunt did take a bit of a beating from the Cryptosaurus. So we've got the Dread Scythes, they're going to make their Battle Shock test now.
That's correct. I will roll for that. You need less than a 3. 3 or less.
Yep, 3 or less.
And
Or
that's a 6.
6, so that means... So 7 died, 6 plus 7 is 13, bravery 10, so that's going to be all of them ran away.
That's all of them running away.
All of them ran away, unfortunately.
Okay. So I will roll for the Blade Geists next.
And
They're the same.
unfortunately 7 of them died as well, bravery 10, so that's exactly the same. So the 6s you're wondering where they went to are all there, and that has completely got rid of those units. So unfortunately with death, they don't have to take Battle Shock often, but when they do, it can be rather quite devastating, as that means that you have lost a lot of models. Right, and on to that pretty important Battle Shock phase, it's going to go into my turn 1. Okay, so my turn 1, so I don't think I've done too badly so far. The Cryptosaurus has done a lot of damage. What I'm going to do first though is I'm going to heal some wounds, so I'm going to heal D3 wounds for my Abhorrent Ghoul King. So he's going to heal 3 wounds back, worked out very nicely for me. I'm then going to use a command point from this hero over here to bring on a courtier onto the board, and that courtier is going to be my Vargolf courtier. So I'm going to bring him on just about, I'm going to bring him on this side. So he's going to be 9 inches away from the enemy and 6 inches within the board edge. So I'm just going to bring him on and put him here. He's going to go there. I'm then going to try and bring back some models. So I'm firstly going to try and bring back some models with the Crypt Haunter with these guys. So he doesn't manage to bring back any models, apart from he needs to roll an extra dice, because that's only 5. Nope, still doesn't manage to bring back any models. And then I'm going to try and do that with a Vargol Courtier. So he manages to bring back 2 Crypt Horrors. So that is much better. So it's going to bring back 2 Crypt Horrors, and it's going to bring them back just like that. Just make sure it's not within 3 inches. Yep, that's fine. Okay, then we're going to go on to magic. So spells. I'm going to do Dark Hunger with the Abhorrent Gulking onto the Crypt Horus and try and get that off. So it goes off there. Yep, that successfully goes off. Do you want to try and unbind it, Wayne?
I will try to unbind that.
So I've got it on a 9. So you get it on a 7. So do you get any pluses to unbind?
Sure.
That's fine. We'll just have a check, because, like I said, we are quite new to these armies, so we just want to make sure we get it right. Because I know he can sniff out candles and stuff, can't he?
You can do that, but I think that is just in the...
Is that just casting,
I think that's just casting.
We'll have a look.
Before it attempts to cast a spell, yes, so...
So it's just for casting?
Just for casting, not for unbinding.
That's fine, so I get that. So what that is going to do is give me a extra attack with those Crypt Horrors. And because I successfully cast a spell within 18 inches of the Vargolf can now, until when it's hero phase, re-roll all failed hit rolls. So he can do that. And then we are going to move on to the next bit of magic, and we're going to do that with my Engemble, as he has got the command trait that turns him into a wizard. So he is going to put a Mystic Shield onto my Crypt Horus, and I get a 10. Can you only unbind 1 spell?
I can only unbind 1.
1, so that's fine. So I get that off as well. So they're going to get a Mystic Shield, and that is going to be the end of my hero phase. So I'm then going to move into my movement phase, going to move everything, and then we'll get back to the action. Right, so now movement's done. So what we've done is we've moved the Crypt Horrors up here. They're 3 inches away from the enemy. We've got the zombie dragons, just shuffle a bit forward really, just to watch for when the enemy battalion comes onto the board. And what we're going to do now is charges. So we're going to first charge with this guy here. So he's getting a 6, as he was 3 inches away. He is going to get that. As I haven't got too many models to move, I'm just going to move him now, just to make things a bit easier. So he's just going to go into there. And then with the Crypt Horrors, they're wanting a 3 because they want at the end. That's all he needs. And they've got a 9, so they can make that. And I'm just going to move them now. Like I say, there's not too many models, so it's not too hard to do. Just going to move them into place. That's fine, just like that. Cool, and then that's the rerolls to hit from the Ghoul King and the Mystic Shield. And now we're going to go into combat. So going to attack now, we're going to attack with the Crypt Horrors into the Grimglass Reaper. So they're making 21 attacks in total, as they have got the Dark Hunger spell on them, and they are rerolling all fail to hit. So the Grimglass Reapers might be in a bit of trouble here. So rolling, hitting on 4s. So taking away the fails. Not too bad, not too bad. Just going to push these to the side so I don't get confused. And then taking away the fails again. So going on to wound rolls, and I want freeze the wound here. I get, how many normal ones? I get 5, 4, I get 7 normal ones, and then I'm going to get 1 that will do 3 damage. So Wayne, do you want to see what you can get to try and save that?
I will, again it's 4 up saves because no rend. So the one that does 3 damage.
Yep.
6.
Save, that's good.
Saved. And then the other
7.
6, 7. 4 up. That's three have failed.
So that will be 6 damage.
Will be 6 damage, and no, they're not quite.
Not within 12 inches of the deathless, are they?
Not quite, no, just not quite.
Could have been a lot worse though. That's not. It's not. It's never nice taking a brute charge from the Cryptoids there. But they did better than the last 2 units.
They did. So that's 6.
That's 6. Okay. That's fine. And then we're going to pause it and then get back to what Wayne is going to attack next. Wayne is going to attack back with his general, so he's going to attack the Abhorrent Ghoul King. So what attacks are you making again, Wayne?
Again, it's the Fell Reaper with the 4 attacks, 4s and 3s, Rend -1, 2 damage, and the Ghostly Hooves and Teeth, 3 attacks, 4s and 4s, no Rend, and 1 damage. And the Fell Reaper still has the reroll failed hit and wound rolls from the previous spell because I've not had another hero phase.
Right, got you.
So I'm going to start with the Fell Reaper.
So we can get
4s. Reroll
give
the
me
failed ones.
rerolls.
Yep. I'll take
Better,
that.
yeah, better than it was.
And then reroll in 3s. Rerolling the failed one.
That's pretty good.
That's pretty good. And so that's a rend of -1.
So I'm going to try and get 5s here. So I get 1, so I've taken 4 damage from that. I'm just going to do my Deathless for that attack. Okay, so I've taken 2 damage from that. And then your Hooves.
Then Hooves, 3 attacks, 4s and 4s. No rerolls
No
on that.
rerolls.
And 4, no rend.
And I fail that, so that means that I have taken 2 damage so far, and then the Deathless. So I've taken 3 damage, which puts this guy back up into 4 wounds. Right, and then I'm going to attack Wayne back with my Crypt Haunted Courtier, and he is going to attack at the general, Wayne's army. So he's got 3 attacks with his massive bone club. He's going to try and hit onto him with 4s. However, because he is within range of the Abhorrent Ghoul King, it's rerolls, fails, thank God. He gets 1 this time, better than last time. Went on a 3. He makes the wound. It's got no rend Wayne, not that you take anyway.
Nope.
So he did do 3 damage.
4 up. No.
No. Can you re-roll that anyway? Or?
I can't re-roll that, but I get my
Your
death save.
Yep.
So that is 3 6s.
2 6s. So he's taken
He's
1.
taken 1, so now he's on 3 wounds.
That's not bad. And then I've got 2 more attacks. So these are the Racid Talons. So he's hitting on 4 of these. He's re-rolling the 4s. And then he is needing a 3 to wound. And he doesn't do anything. So the general just makes it out alive with that one. So Wayne is going to attack back at the Cryptoids with his Grimghast Reapers. So what attacks are you making, Wayne?
I'm making the ones at the slash size, which is 3 of them, are doing 2 attacks each, 4s to hit, 3s to wound, rend -1, damage 1, and then the Death Knell is doing 1 attack, 3s and 3s, rend -1, damage 2, and if the Death Knell slays, and if any model is slain by wounds inflicted by the Death Knell, you can inflict 1 mortal wound on an enemy unit within 3 inches of the model armed with the Death Knell.
Decent. Let's see if you can do it.
Let's see. Okay, so 6 attacks, 4s and 3s.
Pretty good.
That's all of them.
Yeah.
And 3s. That's not all of them.
Not so good, but
That's
close
3.
the average, isn't it?
That's right. So then that is a rend of -1.
-1's trying to get it on 6s. We're rolling 1s. Nope. And I'm just within range for my death save. So trying to get 6s. Nope. So I've taken 3 damage so far.
Okay, so Death Knell, if I get this off, this could slay one of them.
It's good, yeah.
This could. So 1 attack, 3s and 3s. 6.
Yep.
And to wound. 4.
4.
That's a rend of -1.
So 6. And then deathless.
2 damage.
2 damage, so 2 deathless. Failed, so I've taken 5 damage so far.
So 1 of them has been slain.
Yeah, so 1 have been slain and
So-
1 has taken 1 wound.
So then there's another mortal wound on this unit from the Death Knell.
Yep, as you said, so on a 6, trying to save it. Nope, so I take another mortal wound. These guys are bringing back a bit of revenge to the Cryptoris after they see their comrades being slaughtered. Cool. Is that all the attacks?
That's all of the attacks for that unit.
Okay, so then I'm going to attack with the Abhorrent Gore King. Just going to turn him a bit more around, it's a bit more thematic. On to... I'm going to keep calling him General. What's his name?
Reichner the Grim Hailer.
Reichner the Grim Hailer. I'm going to attack him, so I'm going to make 6 attacks. He's going to hit on 3. Pretty good. So he gets 4, and he's going to wound on 3s, and he gets 3 wounds. So Wayne is going to have to make 3 saves with a -1, which he is going to ignore.
So 3 4-up saves.
So you fail 1, so that's just 1 damage.
Okay, and the death save?
Yep.
And that's a 6.
Saved. There we go. Death save at its finest. Okay, so that is all of the attacks for this combat. So we're going to go into Battle Shock if there is any. And is there any for your... How many have we lost of your...
We've lost 6 of them, so...
6. They are fine then, 'cause I'm not minusing your bravery.
That's correct, so they're bravery 10.
Mm-hmm.
So I could... so I would need to roll for that.
Yes, sorry, yeah, you lost 6, didn't you?
I lost 6, so I'll take these dice.
Yeah, that's fine. Sorry about that. Yeah, so you lost 6, so... See what you get.
3
plus 3, so 9 is a 9.
So they're just okay.
They're just okay, yeah.
They are. You didn't want them to run away.
No, you didn't. That's absolutely fine. Okay, so that is the end of the first battle round, and I think, I don't know if I can speak for you, Wayne, but this is probably the most conflict I've had in one battle round for quite a long time.
I think it is.
Quite a lot of death and slaughter already. It is
so.
death versus death, so what can you expect?
Lots of death.
Right, now going into battle round 2. Right, so now priority for turn 2. Who is going to get it? Wayne has got it, so obviously you can choose who takes it, but I think you're going to take it away.
I'm going to take this, and I'm going to start with Reichner the Grim Hailer, and I'm going to attempt to cast Wraithstorm. I'm going to use one of my corpse candles, which means that what I'm going to do, I can pick an enemy model within 12 inches of this model, and it suffers 1 mortal wound. I can then add 1 to the casting roll.
Okay.
So I'm going to pick this Cryptora.
Yep, the Cryptoris.
The Cryptora. So he suffers 1 mortal wound.
So try and save it on a 6. Doesn't, so he does take 1 mortal wound. And then what's the next part of the...
The next part of that is that I will be attempting to cast that. I'm now casting on a 6 instead of a 7.
Cool.
That's not
that
good.
doesn't go off.
That doesn't go off at all. So I've done 1 mortal wound.
You've done 1 mortal
done one
wound, yeah.
mortal wound.
And I didn't save it, so
Yeah.
there's a bonus.
Yeah.
Okay, anything else to do in your hero phase?
Hero
Is that
phase.
pretty much it.
That's everything at the moment. That's everything for the hero phase.
Okay, so we're going to come back to the action at the end of the movement phase. Right, so that's the end of the movement phase. Wayne has now brought onto us a battalion, which is the free unit of Spirit Host and the Lord Executioner. So we're now going to go into the charge phase, and the plan is pretty much to charge the Vargolf, isn't it, Wayne?
We're going to charge the Vargolf, and we're going to start with this unit over here.
Yep.
So they're 9 inches away. They didn't make it.
They didn't make it, unfortunately.
So we're going to try the next unit, which is over here, which is 9 inches away.
Yep.
10.
10. And that makes things interesting because that'll mean they'll be able to attack in the charge phase against the Vargolf. So 2 rounds of attacks with them. Right, and then go into Lord Executioner.
Lord Executioner, we're going to charge him. He's 9 away as well. So
we have his charge.
he gets
9,
that.
he gets it just. That's working out well.
That's worked out very well.
And then what about this last unit, Spirit Host?
The last unit,
Do you want to roll the charge dice and see what happens?
we'll roll the charge dice and see what happens. I think they may be a little bit far away from the
I think
Vargolf.
they might be, yeah.
8, so
They're going to be out there.
they're just going to wait where they are.
That's fine. Not too bad though. 2 units in and one of them's going to be attacking.
That's right.
So we're going to move the units and then we'll get into the fighting. Right, okay, so now that the models have moved, what we're going to do is we're going to attack with a free Spirit Host first against the Vargolf. So it's 18 attacks, isn't it, Wayne?
18 attacks, 6 attacks each.
Yeah, a bit closer here.
Thank you. 5s to hit, 4s to wound, rend -1. No, not rend -1, rend, no rend. and damage 1.
And damage 1, okay.
Damage 1 and 6s to hit, inflict a mortal wound.
Of course.
And don't make a wound roll or save roll, so that's instead of the normal damage.
Got ya. Okay.
So, 6s. So that's
few 6s there. You got the average. That's 3, isn't it?
That's 3. That's what we'd be expecting. So 3 6s, and then 5s.
Few 5s there. You got a 5 there as well.
5 5. That's a 4. You got 4 5s.
I don't think that's a bad batch of gosh.
That's quite good.
Especially as the spirit host can be very funny.
Yes. Okay, so.
And then wounded on 4s.
Wounding on 4s.
So 1 wound. Okay, so I've got 1 wound to make. So saving on a 5, which I fail. So I've got 4 death saves to make.
3. Oh no, 4.
Oh, 4 because I just failed that one as well.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
6s. So I saved 1, but he is taking 3 damage, and this is just from the charge attack. Remember, because they got a 10 or more, the charge, the Nighthuant gets to attack me as well. Right, so going into the combat phase now. Wayne is going to attack with his Lord Executioner first against my Vargolf. So, what are your attacks, Wayne?
Well, what I've done is I've used the staring death in the face ability. So the Vargolf is now subtracting 1 from hit rolls for attacks made by that hero, so made by the Vargolf in the combat phase.
Yep.
I then have 3 attacks with the decapitating great axe, hitting on. Because of the ability he's been given, 2s and wounding on 2s, rend of -2 and doing 1 damage, unless I hit on a 6. Oh, sorry, unless I wound on a 6, in which case it's doing 3 damage.
Okay.
So, roll the dice.
See what we get.
Hitting on 2s.
So, that's those 2.
There's 2 of them, and then wounding on 2s. We all 6s. You don't get 6s.
No 6s.
So that's 2 saves with a rend of -1.
Cool. So saving on 6s. So I save 1 and deathless. So I take 1. Cool. Is that all of his attacks?
That's all of his attacks, yes.
So now I'm going to attack with a Cryptaurus against the Grimghast Reapers. So we're going to make these attacks. So we're going to hit on 4, re-roll on all fails. So just take away the fails there. Very lucky for me, I think, for that one. And then taking away the fails there. So really good for me so far. I think these Grimghast Reapers are in a little bit of trouble here.
I think they might be.
Yeah, and then wounding on 3s. So we're going to take away all the fails. And then we are left with 1 6 and what's that, sorry?
You've got another 2.
A 2, sorry, yeah, thank you for pointing that out. So we've got 1 6 and then we have got 8 normal ones. So Wayne, if you want to make a save roll for that.
I'll make the save rolls. I'll do the 6 first, so it's a 4 up. Nope. And I will do the others at 4 up. Okay, so
how many have you failed?
I failed the one that does 3, and I failed the one other one.
101, so you have taken 5 damage in total, which is going to wipe out the units. I don't think they're wholly within. Are they wholly within 12?
I think they're wholly within 12.
Cool.
Only just. They're about 11. So that is 5 more. 5 6s.
5 6s. So you can get.
One 6. So
1 6. So
they're still all dead.
They're still all dead.
4.
Okay. Well, I think they put up a bit of a fight before the end, especially more than the Dread Scythes. Right, so Wayne's hopefully going to take his revenge back at me on the Vargolf. So he's got 18 attacks with the Spirit Host attempting to kill the Vargolf. We're going to see what happens, see how many 6s you get. That's really what it all depends on. You got 3 6s,
3 6s.
the average again, but is that only 1 5? You got 2 5s
There's
there?
2 5s there.
So you can do it.
Can. So we'll get rid of those ones. So then I'm re-rolling those 4s. Rolling 4s.
So we've got 1, so you can do it. If I fail this and fail all my death ones, he's dead. So deathless for that one. Sorry, for normal save for that one on a 5. So failed, deathless. This is what all it's going to depend on. If I get 1/6 here, he's still alive. Nope. He has killed the Vargolf. The Vargolf is dead. It didn't really do anything in this game, apart from bring back some crypt horrors. But I love the model. I love fielding it. So well done there, Wayne.
Cool.
So yeah, that's that dead. Right, what am I going to attack with? I'm going to attack with my Crypt Haunter Courtier against your General Wayne. So,
Okay.
going to do his first attack, which is force to hit. It's this massive bone club. So, hitting on 4s, re-rolling because of the point Dorking. So, got all the hits. Wounded on 3s. So, 2 saves to make. Each of these will do 3 damage.
Okay, so that's 2 4-up saves. No, so then that is deathless.
So 6 deathless saves?
6 deathless saves, and I need to make at least 3 of them. And I don't.
A lot of skulls.
That's a lot of skulls.
So the Groon Hailer is dead.
There's no more.
Fantastic model though, I like to say.
Thank you.
Really, really nice. Right, okay, and I think that actually ends combat, doesn't it, subsequently?
Yes.
There's nothing else to attack with.
There
okay,
isn't.
and Battle Shock is not going to be a part of this either. So we're going to go into my turn 2. Right, so going into my turn 2. So what we're going to do first is the Abhorrent Ghoul King down here is going to heal some wounds with his Royal Blood ability. And he gets a 3, and it's D3 wounds, so he's going to heal 2. So we'll put it so he's only taking 2. Royal Blood, this Crypt Horror is going to heal a wound up here. And then going into some magic. Abhorrent Ghoul King here is going to cast, what are we going to do? He's going to do a Mystic Shield onto this guy, my General. He gets it, you can't unbind that, can you?
Unbinds.
That's fine, so he gets the Mystic Shield there. And then my Abhorrent Ghoul King over here on the Zombie Dragon is going to cast Feeding Frenzy. So you're going to get that on a 6. So he gets a 9 for that one. Cool, so he gets that, that goes off. What are we going to do next? Any more magic? We are going to do magic, yes, from the General here on the Crypt Haunter Courtier. He is going to do Dark Hunger. Who's he going to do it on? He's going to do it onto himself, make him a bit of a hero. So he gets that off as well. So I've got all my spells off. Just to reiterate, he's got Mystic Shield on, he's got Dark Hunger, and then the Zombie Dragon over here has cast Feeding Frenzy. And then all for me to do is to try and bring back some more Crypt Horrors. So I'm going to try and bring some more back with my Crypt Haunter Courtier, which he does. He brings back 2, and he's going to bring them up, and they're just going to go here. Okay, so knowing that, I should have probably have done that first and then put Dark Hunger on them, but that's fine. I wanted my General to be, just go in there and, lead the way from example. And that will be my hero phase. So then going on to movement. Right, okay, so that is the end of the movement phase. As you can see, everything's moved. These guys just came up here, these guys come there. And the Zombie Dragon is finally going to get some action. And what he is going to do first is a bit of shooting. So he is going to shoot these Spirit Hosts. So first with his Pestilence Breath, he can try and roll a dice and try and get equal or under the amount of models in the unit before making a hit roll. He's going to try and do that now. So I'm going to try and get a 3. Well, I did get under, so he gets it, which means he hits automatically. Then he's going to wound on a 2. He gets a 2, and then that would be -3 rend, but as you do not take any rend, that is just going to be 1 save.
1 4-up save.
Nope. And then that is going to be D6 damage for 2 damage.
So one of them is now on 1 wound.
One of them is now on 1 wound, is it?
Yes, they have 3 wounds apiece.
Cool, that's fine. Right, okay, and then that's the only shooting I've got, because of course I'm a death army. We are then going to do some charging. So we're going to start with the zombie dragon. So charging, trying to get free. He gets that definitely, so he is just going to go in like that and try not to knock the scenery out of the way. And then we're going to do some charging from, we're going to charge the general win. He gets a 4, so that should get him just in. I'll just double measure that. Yeah, it gets him just in there. And then we're going to charge the Nighthuant Gold King. He gets a 7. Yeah, that's fine. And then the Cryptoras. They get a 5. They're going to re-roll that with their Flesh Eater Core ability. A 4. Well, that's what happens if you try and get more, isn't it? Okay, so they're just going to move like that. And the reason I move them is just because there's not many of them, is it? So it just gets things done a little bit more smoother. They're just literally going to shuffle up here. And that is the end of my charging. So we're now going to go into combat. I'm going to attack with the my general into the executioner, because I'm hitting on 6s against him, so that makes me 6 to hit, but I'm re-rolling my hit rolls, and I want to really take my general into the fight, as he has been a little bit lazy this game, I think. So I'm going to try and hit him on 6s, re-rolling, nope, and then his second attack, which is his talons, hitting on 6s, re-rolling. He gets 1, wounding on 3s, nope, and that's his attacks. It was a little bit random, a little bit thing, but I thought, you know, if he's lucky, he'll get it, but obviously not. Right, so we're going to go into whatever Wayne's going to attack with.
I think I'm going to attack. I think I'm going to pilot an attack with the spirit hosts.
So the spirit hosts, okay, so what? These ones here, yeah?
These ones here are going to pile in onto.
Yeah, that's fine.
I'd probably get one of them in, won't I?
I think so, yeah, you get 1, and then I think
just,
this one, see?
Yeah,
he'll get with him.
Just about.
Get that 1-inch range there.
Yeah.
Cool, so that is 18 attacks.
Okay.
Hitting on 5s.
Yes, hitting on 5s.
Yep, and then 6s are going to do mortal wounds.
So that's 6.
So just getting the dice ready, as the spirit host. 18 attacks is quite a lot from 3 models. So Wayne is really going to try and get some 6s here. It gets 2, so just below the average there.
And then 5s, we got 2 5s.
2 5s.
That's everything.
That's everything else, isn't it?
That is everything.
Okay, so let's see if you get any wounds of those.
4s, we get 1.
1, so I'm going to try and save that off the bat. So 1 to that, no. So that's 1 failed. And then the deathless, so that's 3 deathless saves. So that will be 2 damage taken, which will kill this guy here. Cool.
Combat's all the way here, and it's the one at the back.
That's how Age of Sigmar works. You know, those bloody talons from the spirit host just go all the way through the crypto. So much. They're too ethereal. It hits the one on the back. That's the problem there. Okay, then let's go into my next attack, which is going to be with the zombie dragon. So I'm going to attack, obviously, your spirit host there, and go with his first attack, which is the Nighthuant Gold King on top. He is going to hit on 3s, so hit on 3s. So he gets all of those, and then wound on 3s, which again he gets all those really luckily. So that is going to be 5 saves against the spirit host there, Wayne.
And that's 5 4-up saves. So that's 3 of them have gone through.
3 of them have gone through, so 1 damage each.
Okay, so that is, one of them is now dead.
Cool. And then
another one is on 1 wound.
Yep, and then the dragon attacking with its maul. So 3 attacks. They're going to hit on 4s here. They failed, and then the next dragon's attack is going to be 7 attacks, and this is going to be with his claws. So can he do it with his claws? Let's have a look. So hitting on 4s, better than the maul, and then wounding on 3s. So yep, that's 3 saves to make, and obviously you don't take the rend.
No rend, so 3 saves, 4 up.
4 up, so that's going to be 4 damage from that.
So one of them is on 1 wound, and the other one has 3 wounds. So that's them gone.
That's them gone. Yum yum for the zombie dragon. Actually, I'd say yum yum. I don't think there's much room to eat there, but managed to clear some ghosts. You know, managed to suck them up.
They don't look like they'd taste good, but
They
they wouldn't be very fattening.
Yeah, I don't. I think that be quite a modest sort of taste on it. I think. Right. Okay. So and then Wayne just has his Lord Executioner to attack with.
And I'm going to attack your general.
Yep.
So I'm making 3 attacks.
So the general, the
Krypton, so that's
yeah,
correct.
that's fine.
So I'm going to be making 3 attacks against him.
Yep. So 3 attacks hitting on
2s because of his ability.
Mm-hmm.
I get a 1, and wounding on 2s. If I get 6 to wound, I don't. But that's rend -2.
Rend -2, so I'm going to be saving on 6s. That's failed, so it's -2, isn't it?
It's -2, so then it's 1 damage each.
1 damage each, so trying to get death saves, which I get none, so he is taking 2 damage. And then I will attack, and I'm going to attack with my Cryptoris, so just going to pile them in 3 inches. So whose base is he closest to? He's closest to this fella here. So he can't pile around that. But we will bring this guy in here, and then we'll just bring these guys along, just shuffle them down a little bit. So we've got 2 attacking, they're just normal ones, and they haven't got the Dark Hunger on them, so they're just going to make normal attacks, so just re-rolling. So we've got 2 hits and then re-rolling the fails. And then trying to freeze the wound. So only 1 wound, unfortunately, but it is a 6, so it will do 3 damage if you fail this one, Wayne.
Okay, so 4 up. Saved.
Saved, fantastic, there we go. And just, you got anything else to attack with? I think the spirit.
They have attacks, haven't they?
They have attacks, yeah.
No, I don't have anything else to attack with.
Okay, it's just my Upright Ghoul King down here then to attack, and he's going to attack your Lord Executioner, and he's -2 to hit.
That's correct.
Cool, so I'm hitting on 5s. So he makes 2, wounding on 3s, so 2 saves for you.
Okay. 2 4-up saves. Makes 1 of them.
Makes 1, just 1 damage.
Yes, so he's now on...
So has he got 4 wounds in total, has he?
He's got 5 wounds in total, so he's now on 4.
4, okay, that's great. Okay, and so that is the end of the combat phase. Just one thing to mention, I did forget the Feed and Frenzy ability on the zombie dragon, just over there, but luckily for me, it didn't really need to come into play anyway. Right, so that is the end of combat. There's going to be no battle shock this turn, so we are now going to go into priority. Right, so priority for turn 3. I think Wayne really wants this, so let's see what happens. Wayne gets it.
I get it.
So let's see if he can try and pull something out of the bag here with his Spirit Host and his Executioner.
Okay, well the hero phase, I don't have anything for the hero phase.
So just going to move.
Just going straight on to movement. I will be moving the other Spirit Hosts. So So they have a 6-inch move. I want to bring them.
Where do you want to move them to?
Bring them.
Moving
I
6
can
inches.
probably bring them 6 inches around to this way.
Around to this way, so I put that there.
Okay.
And then if you want
I'd
to.
like to come around to
Yeah, that's absolutely fine. Let's see how close they can get.
Okay. So 6, they'll get to about there, I think.
Yeah, so
One will come around to here.
Yep.
One will come.
And then they'll just move along behind, won't they? Yeah.
I don't think they're quite going to get in, but they're that much closer.
Cool.
So that's
and then
movement.
that goes into charges now, isn't it?
That does. So I need another dice.
Yeah, that's fine. Give you that one. I'll give you the dice pot as well, so you can go on.
Okay. So how far away are they? They're
3 inches.
They're 3
from-
inches away
yeah.
from there. And we want to get 10. 4.
4. Gets them into combat.
Gets them into combat. So will be
As far as they can make it, really, isn't it?
yeah. So think about there.
And then I'll just get another one in, and then one just behind.
I'll turn it around.
Right, so in the combat phase, Wayne is going to attack first, and he is going to attack my general with his Lord Executioner. Right, Wayne, so what attacks are you making again?
He's making 3 attacks with a decapitating great axe. Because of his ability, it's hitting on 2s and wounding on 2s. Range -2, damage 1. Of course, if it wounds on a 6, it's adding 2 damage to that, so it will be doing 3 damage on a wound of a 6.
Okay, right, so let's see what you can get.
Okay, so 3s, or 2s I should say, sorry, so that's 2 of them, and then 2s to wound, looking for 6s. So
ooh, that's a 6,
one,
there you go, that's what you wanted.
That's what we wanted, so...
-2, isn't it?
That's alright, so one of them is -2, they're both -2, and that one is 3 damage.
I'll do the 3 damage one first, one and a 6. He fails that, so that's 3 damage, and then the next one. He fails that as well, so that's 4 damage. You can kill him.
So that's death saves.
Death saves 1/6 will do it. And no 6s, so he has executed the Crypt Haunter Courtier, and he is gone now. But you're happy with that, aren't you?
I'm happy with that.
Yeah, I'll take
I'm
that.
happy with that.
Fair
I'll take
one.
that.
Right, okay, so then going into the next combat, I'm going to attack with the Cryptors. So we're going to pile in just around here, and we're going to get one in there, and then we're going to just shuffle this one along. So we are going to attack with, we're going to do all this unit onto that unit there to try and wipe them out. So that's going to be 4 attacking. So that will be, that's...
Are they all attacking the same
They're all going to attack the same unit, yeah.
Okay, that must be this unit here.
Yeah, it'll be this unit here. So that's 4 attacking, so that'll be 12 attacks, and then including the champion, that brings it up to 13. Right, okay, so we're going to be hitting on 4s, re-rolling. So taking away the misses. Not too bad at all. And then wounding on 3s. I'm very happy with that. So we have got, looking at that, what we have got is 2 6s, what will do 3 damage, and then we have got 5 that will do 2 damage. So what do you want to do first, mate?
I'll do the 2 6s first. So 4s. No.
No, so that'll be 6 damage in total.
That will be 2 of them gone already.
So 2 are gone already.
And then 4s.
No, that's going to be another 6 damage.
So that's the whole unit.
So that's whole, yeah, that's 12 damage in total.
So that's one of the units is now gone.
So the ghosts are now starting to evaporate. Right, okay, so the combat we've got left for Wayne to do is the Spirit Host attacking, and they're all going into the Cryptoras, aren't they?
That's correct, they are.
That's correct, so 18 attacks, 62 mortal wounds, and hitting on 5s. So 2 mortal wounds there.
2 mortal wounds and 1 5.
And 1 5.
2 5s.
2 5s. Okay.
That's everything.
Yep. See how those 5s wound.
So rolling 4s. 2 6s.
Yep, they do. Okay, so try and save against those. So I save 1, and then against the death saves, including the mortals, failed 3. So that is going to put this guy on 3 wounds.
Yeah.
That's cool. Right, okay, so that is the end of the combat. Now there's going to be no battle shock at all. So we're going to go into my turn 3. So to start off with my turn 3, we're going to go with healing. So the opponent Gold King is going to heal D3 wounds. So it's going to heal 1 wound there. Put it on there. This guy is going to heal a wound. And then we are going to do Feeding Frenzy with the zombie dragon at the back. So we get it. He fails that, and then we're going to do a. What are we going to do? I think we're going to do a Dark Hunger from the Apparent Gold King onto the Cryptoras. Let's see if we can get that. And he does. So that goes off very nicely. Can't bring back any models because all my courtiers are dead. And then we are going to go on to the movement phase. Okay, so that's the end of the movement phase. What we've done is we've just ran him and retreated him out of combat, basically just to make a bit of room for the Cryptoras here. And then we've moved the zombie dragon up here to get into the fight more, because he's sort of been sitting in the back apart from what damage he did there. And he is going to do some shooting first. So he is going to shoot against the Spirit Host. He's going to try and do that ability he did before and get 3 or under, so he doesn't need to make a hit roll. He does it. So he is then going to wound on a 2. He gets that, and that's going to be a 1 save for your Spirit Hosts.
It is, so that's a 4.
And that is saved. That's fine. And then that's all my shooting, so we're going to go into charging, and it's just going to be the zombie dragon that charges. And he gets what he needs. So he gets an 8, and he is just going to charge round like that. Right, so now into combat. What we've done, I've elected to attack with the Cryptoras first, so they've done a bit of piling, essentially to get more of them into combat. We're going to have 1 attack in the Spirit Host and 3 attacking the Lord Executioner. We're going to do the ones against the Lord Executioner first. So because of Dark Hunger, they're making 4 attacks each, apart from the leader who is making 5. So we're going to roll those dice now. I'm -1 to hit the Lord Executioner, so I'm hitting on 5 to re-roll and failed hit rolls. So pretty good hit rolls to be fair to start with, and then re-rolling the fails. Yep, really happy with that, can't complain at all. And then wounding on 3s, and then obviously 6s will do 3 damage. So 1 6 and 5 normal wounds for you to make, Wayne.
Okay, so 1 6. That's a 4-up save. No, and then 5 normal saves. 4s. Okay, so that's.
So 4s, isn't it? So you failed.
The one that does 3.
Yeah.
And 3 of the ones that do 2. It's more than 4. So that's.
So what, you failed?
I failed the one that does 3.
Yep, so 3 damage.
3 damage, and then another 3 that do 2.
So that's 9 damage total.
That's 9 damage total. So Lord Executioner is now dead.
You got your death save.
I've got my death within 6 inches of a hero, so he's a hero.
Yep, so he's a hero, so we're getting that.
9 6s. We can do this.
We can do this.
1 6.
One. At least he got 1.
He got 1, so he's still dead.
He's still very much dead, unfortunately. Yeah. Unfortunately. Cool. And then it will be the Spirit Hosts attacking. Right, okay, so Wayne's hoping to do some damage back onto my Crypt Horrors with his Spirit Host. So he's making 18 attacks and 6 is doing mortal wounds and hitting on 5s. So
no 6s.
No 6s that time, not so good.
We got some 5s.
Did get some 5s.
That's 5.
And that's quite a few 5s there.
There's quite a few 5s, that's quite good. I'll take these away.
Hopefully makes up for the lack of 6s.
Yep. And then 4s.
4s, and then you make 4.
Make
so
4.
Try and save against that off the Crypt Horror, so 5s. So fail them, and then wanting to get 6s. So I get 1 6. So I take 3 damage, which is going to kill him. And then it will put this guy on 1 wound there. Cool. And then I will attack with the Zombie Dragon against your Spirit Host. So go in with the first attack. So 5 attacks. 5 attacks hitting on 3s. All hit. And then wounded on 3s. So 2 saves to make.
2 saves, 2 4 up.
2 for 1. Just 1 damage so far, and then going on to the maul, so hitting on 4s. 1 made it, win on 3s, failed, and then going on to the sword-like talons, or claws. That will be 7 attacks, hitting on 4s, so only 3 that time, and win on 3s. So that is 2 saves. You don't take their end, so just 2 normal saves.
2 4 up saves.
So 1 failed, so that is 2 damage.
So that's a total of 1 of them is now dead.
1 of them is now dead, that's fine. And that ends the combat phase. So battle shock phase, no one took enough casualties to take the battle shock phase, so we are now going to go into turn 4. Cool, so priority rolls for turn 4, let's see what can happen. I'm going to roll first, go 5, 5. Right, you went first in the last battle round.
Yes.
So you win this time.
Yes.
So it is your turn, going straight into combat, I imagine? Is that what we're going to do?
Yes, there's no movement, they're in combat.
Oh, it's the zombie dragon will just chase you down.
I think so, So I'm just going to do, that at the Crypt Horrors again, so just got dice ready. 10.
Cool, so against the Crypt Horrors.
So that will be 6s.
6s.
Oh.
So that is 12 attacks.
Oh, of course.
12 attacks, sorry, you got 18, have you?
I got 8, yeah.
No worries, of course it's a habit.
5 6. I'll roll the first 6.
Yep, sure. So the first 6 is going to do 2 mortal wounds.
And rolling the other ones.
No mortal wounds.
Okay, so it's 2 mortal wounds and
2
5s. So I'll take away those.
Yep.
And then roll the 2 5s. 2 6s.
2 6s, so sorry, who's this attacking again?
This is attacking
the Crypt Horrors, that's fine, so hitting on. So saving on 5s, failed, so I've got 4 death saves to make. Can you take another 1 down? Yes, you do. So you kill him, and you're going to put. Who should we put it on? We'll put it on this guy. Going to take 1 wound. Right, so now I'm going to attack back to try and get rid of these ghosts and the Spirit Host in particular. So the Zombie Dragon is going to attack the Spirit Host. Yeah, Portent Ghoul King is going to attack first. 5 attacks, hit on 3s. So made all but 1, that's a lot of 6s, I wish I did something. Winded on 3s, and that is 3 saves to make so far, Wayne.
Okay, so 3 saves, 4 up.
4 up.
1.
So 1, so it's just 1 damage each.
Okay, so one of them's taken 2 damage.
And then the Dragon Maw, so hit on 4s, fantastic, win on 3s. So all made it through, can you save it?
4s.
So that is going to be 2d6, and that is going to be 9 damage.
That's going to kill them.
So with that, That's going to kill them. That is going to wipe out the Nighthaunt from the board. I'm going to shake Wayne's hand. Thank you very much for the game. Thank you very much for bringing on your Nighthaunt to the table. Well, I want to say it was a good, fun game. I think I know I've definitely forgotten a few things during the game. I think I'm going to blame this on my tiredness. I'm going to use that excuse as being told, like I said, I did a long shift yesterday. But I wanted to get this video done today because Wayne was very kind to have a game with me, because I knew a lot of you guys out there wanted to see the Nighthaunt. And like I said, this is Wayne's second game of the Nighthaunt, so there's lots to learn for me fighting them, and also for Wayne getting to know the army and their tactics and their sort of what's good at what. I think something we've established is that the Blade Guys, something called?
I think so. I think I'm probably going to buy fairly soon another 10 Blade Guys for Revenants, because I think if I've got that whole unit of 20 of them in, instead of having split it between those and the Haradans, I could have potentially wiped out the units of Crypt Horrors in the first turn.
And if you could have wiped them out, that would have, and quite frankly, it would have changed it hugely, because it was the Crypt Horrors that are doing all the damage. I mean, the Zombie Dragons, he's killed 2 units of Spirit Host, which, you know, isn't a small amount, but compared to what the Crypt Horrors have done,
they've done a lot more.
Yeah, exactly. So I really think that the Blade Guys, more of those would be good. It'd be interesting to see more of those on the table as well. Definitely, that'd be good to see. And also, as this was a bit of a odd point, it was, you know, around 1200 point mark. Be interesting to see when we start playing, you know, proper sized armies with them, with a few more heroes, and so on. So, like I said, guys, we probably have made a couple of mistakes in this. If you could please let me know down below what those mistakes are, and I'll try and rectify them in the future and try and get it done that way. Like I say, I'm sorry that if they were made, but pretty tired. And like I said, I wanted to get this battle report out today, as I don't know next time I'll be able to have a battle report is, and also as it is a Nighthaunt week, I wanted to feature a Nighthaunt battle plan on the channel, and you know, to make a battle report of it would be really cool. That's my thoughts anyway. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, please like, subscribe and comment down below, and let me know what sort of videos you want me to make in the future. And by liking and subscribing, it does really help me make as many videos as I can and dedicate as much time as I can to my channel. And like I said before, guys, I thank you very much for watching this video. Hope you enjoyed it. And remember, until next time, Nagash is all, and all is one in Nagash.